All right, guys, this is Unit 4, Lesson 1, and we are going to be talking about writing equations with symbols. And this is something that's fairly difficult. We're basically translating mathematical sentences into equations, and this is something that many students tend to struggle with. And so I want you to know that it may take more than just this lesson for you to truly master this. It may take actually, the first two lessons of this unit involve you translating, and you're going to be doing translating probably throughout the rest of the year, anytime you have a word problem. And so I don't want you to feel like if you don't fully understand this by the end of this lesson, that means you're not in good shape to move forward. It's not the case. Um, you'll get better at this over time. So I'm going to give you some strategies to help. So and then hopefully that'll help make you move along a little bit faster. So I'm going to use a highlighter. I'm going to circle some stuff. I'm going to write some stuff down, and then we'll write down our mathematical sentences. So let's take a look at this first one. We're going to do 3 examples of this, which hopefully address some of the issues that we see. So we have the sum of 4 consecutive even integers is negative 28. Now the instructions here are just to translate this. So I'm not looking for what the integers are. That will come later. For now, I just want you to translate this into a mathematical equation. So let's look at some of the words that we see here. So the first word that I come to is sum. And hopefully all of you know that the word sum means to add. So that means we're going to be adding some stuff. Now, I see the word 4 there, but it's 4. That doesn't mean that 4 is going to appear in the problem because it says 4 consecutive even integers. So the word consecutive, I always go to the Buffalo Bills, my favorite football team, and their horrific loss of 4 consecutive Super Bowls. So if I were to say that the Bills lost 4 consecutive Super Bowls, now you know that what I mean is in a row. So 4 consecutive even integers. So we know the word even, that's 2, 4, 6, 8, etc. So if I'm saying 4 consecutive even integers, that would be like 2, 4, 6, 8, or 10, 12, 14, 16. Those would be examples of 4 consecutive even integers. And then the last word that I really want to point out here is the word is. Not every single one of these problems contains the word is, but if you see the word is, that's where your equal sign is going to go. So now we know that the end of this is going to be equals negative 28. Okay, so how do we do this? Well, what we're going to do is first we're going to define our variable. 99% of the time, we're just going to use x. And in this case, we don't know any of the 4 numbers, so we're just going to let x represent the first number. So this is how we're going to write this down. If x represents the first number, then, okay, and now we're going to start writing our equation. So let's go back to this 4 consecutive even integers. Let's write down an example. I think we said like 20, 22, 24, 26. Okay, so what I want you to notice is that if we let x be the first number, how do I get from 20 to 22? Add 2. How do I get from 20 to 24? Add 4. How do I get from 20 to 26? Add 6. So when I go to write my equation, these are the 4 unknowns that I'm adding together. So x plus 2 plus x plus 4 plus x plus 6 equals, because it says that sum is negative 28. And that's how we do these. Okay, let's try a couple more. A number is 4 times larger than the square of half the number. Okay, so a number is 4 times larger. 4 times larger. So that's going to be times. 4 times larger. 4x. than the square. Square means exponent of 2 of half the number. And that's going to end up being multiplication 2. When you do half the number, you're doing times 2. And then let's look for that word is, which is way back in the beginning this time. Okay, so if x represents the number, then a number is 4 times larger than the square of half the number. So there's half the number, 1/2 x. There's the square of it. And then this is 4 times the square. A number is 4 times larger than half the square of the number. Yeah, these are tricky. These are tricky. Stephen has some money. If he spends $9, if you have money and you spend $9, what's happening to the amount of money that you have? That's right, it's going down. So we've got minus. Then he will have 3/5 of the amount he started with. Now notice there's no is here. If he spends $9, then he will have, this is what's going to actually end up being the equals right here, the then he will have. So if x represents the amount of money, then you take his amount of money and he spends 9 of it, then he will have, so that will equal 3/5 of the amount he started with. The word of, that's an indicator of multiplication. That's a good one to know. The word of is an indicator of multiplication. If x represents the amount of money, then he spends $9, then he will have 3/5 of what he started with, and x is what he started with. So again, I don't expect you to be experts on this by the end of this lesson. Do the best you can, and you are going to have to master this over time, but it doesn't have to happen right away.